here I am at Leake Street, the legal graffiti artwork area. Now, there's a lot of people around here. Partly because of the Easter holiday. You know, some's creative, some's absolute nonsense. Tagging and whatnot, totally useless and rubbish, and no creativity to it at all in the wider area. This is legal for all creation, every contribution, I hasten to add. A little bit of artwork down there, and you can go all the way through here. Yeah, take a bit of creativity in some ways here. This is an area in London dedicated to budding artists, but unfortunately some of the thugs and yobs do come in and obliterate some of the more creative material. Not a lot you can do about that. It's open all hours. You even must have got on ladders to get up to the top there. There's a cafe down here. You do get regular patrols around here to make sure there's no unsavoury behaviour. Certainly open to all talents. There's some training going on in here for any potential budding artists. You can see some of the more creative material here, and somebody's even put some initials over it. Don't know why. But this also changes about what, every 2 or 3 months. So I think they probably just paint over it. Something new, especially if there's been tagging and all sorts of other rogue material. You do also see different age groups in here. You might think it's open to perhaps a few teenagers and whatnot, but no, it's more creative there. Of course, legal here, rather than some wider areas where all sorts of nonsense happens, probably at night. Got a few budding photographers here. Legal area here rather than the thuggery. But of course you do get a few thugs coming through with the tagging, which tend to, you see them put them all over the place to be seen. Perhaps I should get out and do some litter picking or something. Anyway, works in progress here. Scriptures here have been through before. Jesus even got a mention there, being Eastertide. You can see all sorts here now. I'm not sure what it is. Probably been painted over a good few times. Whatever material they think appropriate. As you can well tell, I think there's a few of these sort of legal graffiti areas in different parts of the country. I did hear of a what you might call space up in Nottingham, I think it's been dedicated over to. That's legal graffiti, probably because they can't clear up all the illegal graffiti. Well, there we are, a bit of practice here as well. Separating the wheat from the chaff here, the legal area. See some rather interesting murals. We got well, the England flag there as well. Of course there'll be all types. I think the Americans come here, it's Chinese, other Europeans come in here to contribute. We're going down the other side here. First age groups in here today. Easter holidays, so expect all coming in here. Hopefully the children pick up some well-meant skills, not the illegal material. It doesn't do anything for the community. It makes it look rather rough. think even the culprits of the illegal variety don't know why they do it. And if they say they're just trying to be seen, well, nonsense. There's plenty of ways of being seen and doing things in the best way. Picking up litter and doing all sorts of community events to make sure that contributing in a positive way. Meanwhile, we've got a bit of creative, looks like a fox there. Creative artworks here. Even on the ceiling here. Now, as I say, this does change every few months. So both sides. You can see what's happened here. There's been, just look to the background there, one of the more interesting images has been lighted over by something else, which probably would have been seen to be rather creative, but in the wrong place, of course. And there's a load of other material over that, tags. But the whole lot will be painted over shortly. You can see it looks rather unsightly in places. It takes away from the original artwork. Well, various people in here at various times. Artwork going on speaking, and they use various art paint canisters. I haven't seen that many paint brushes. Of course, it is a skill to be able to paint properly. Back to your own decorating. Going down the other side here. It does get rather busy in here. Some I've probably shown before by just walking past, but I'll go through the rest which hasn't been focused on. Save the children, there we are. Phone calls here. Now, it's less probably creative, but as you can well tell, there's all sorts of material here. Some messages might be political, perhaps to Keir Starmer, but I think most of it is not. It's probably a pleasant change to being away from all that sort of thing and get on and do something different to do with probably something different, something that adds value to the community, rather than worrying about ignorance from Keir Starmer or somebody. There we are. Who wouldn't have a clue. There we are. Not too bad. Yeah. Don't know what it means. It's obviously a message of some description. Some legal area here, rather than all the illicit nonsense. Of course, because it's far and wide. The sun is out here as well. There's age groups here. Dedicated space here now. I'll just look down here. There's some what's going on here. I'll be careful. I think some of our younger enthusiasts might be down here. 1948. There's a lot of speaking there. Sun's out here. Legal area here. For any contribution. Some people may say that some of the more creative material does get obliterated, unfortunately, which takes away from the effort, such as creative bird life or whatever. As you can well tell, work's ongoing as I speak here. Leake Street arches here. See, it's all over the place, even the fences here. Probably to some people's disgust. On the ceiling as well. And perhaps Banksy should come out and say where he started and what he's been doing wrong, and perhaps teach people how to do it the right way. And certainly be creative for the communities in the best way possible. Probably you won't tell him because he started off so illegally and illicitly that he'll probably get big massive fines and prison sentences for his illegal activity and crimes. But there we are. Creation here. in London. But there we are. Worth having a look sometimes. Open all hours. You get people down here at night as well. Certainly. Something's rather creative and interesting. Tags, well, they could do a lot better and perhaps serve the community. Wave there. So our Chinese friends are here as well. Of course, some people might think it's a bit of a ghetto gangland area at night, but I think a lot of people do pass through here. Probably not as bad as some people might think, but there we are. Central London.